Alright guys, today we continue looking at this beautiful gambit that is not yet known to many chess players. And I believe the best way to teach is to demonstrate the practical moves of this gambit in a live match against a real human opponent. If you want to watch the full tutorial on the Fianchetto gambit, you can simply watch the video that has popped up in the card above. So I'm gonna play two games. One will be a 5-minute Blitz match and the last one will be a bullet match. I just want to show you how real opponents respond to the modern gambit differently in different time controls. So let's go. And just for disclosure, you guys, I'm playing this game in Zen mode, meaning I can't see my opponent's details, including their name and rating. Playing in Zen mode helps you to focus and to avoid getting intimidated by your opponent's rating. Along the way, I'll try to guess my opponent's strength based on their moves. So this is the beginning of the modern gambit, you guys, just sacrificing my king side pawns for a quick development and piece activity. If white accepts my modern gambit by taking, yep, the plan is to go pawn to d5 next, allowing them to take my second pawn on g6 as well. So I'm hoping white is going to take, and then I'll take back with my h-pawn. Bishop d3. Okay, bishop d3 is one of the refutational lines that I covered in my tutorial video. Against this move, I think I can still go queen d6, just preventing bishop f4 by white. And then after take, pawn takes, we'll transpose back to the normal Fianchetto gambit accepted. I didn't expect this. Based on my opponent's moves so far, I would comfortably say he is rated over 2200. Yep, because most higher rated opponents don't just accept gambits that they don't know. So if pawn takes, I'm gonna take back with my h-pawn, transposing this game back to the Fianchetto gambit accepted. There we see knight c3, another move that I did not expect whatsoever. So let me go pawn to s6, cause s6 will stop knight b5. Yep. So s6 is also kind of a prophylactic move, waiting for white to take my g6 pawn and then play knight c6. So s6 first, stopping knight b5. If pawn takes, I'll take. I just removed that, by the way. Yeah, so my opponent is being very solid and very careful in the opening. Yep, so I just removed that. And now we have transposed back to the Fianchetto gambit accepted. Ooh, queen f3, queen f3. I don't remember covering this move. I was expecting white to play knight to f3. Yeah, because knight to f3 is the normal move in this line, after which I was going to play bishop g4. And if pawn to h3, I was just going to develop my queen's knight. But anyways, white played queen f3. So what should I do? And again, I can't develop my king's knight on f6, because that will cut the communication between my queen and my g6 pawn. White would take my g6 pawn with check, and that would be bad. I see bishop f4 coming. I need to stop this, but I don't know how I can do this. I don't know how to continue, you guys. Another move that is in my mind is bishop f5, just getting rid of white's monster bishop on d3. But anyways, bishop f4 is still going to come. And I also have moves such as queen e6 check. Guys, right now I'm on my own. I should have covered this line in my tutorial video. So this is one beauty of watching these live matches, because people respond differently according to their strength. I think let me just play bishop f5, challenging white's light squared bishop on d3. Yep. Bishop f5. I mean, what else can I do? I mean, so all in all, gambits are not really for longer time control games. Because once your opponent sees your strategies or your ideas, you're gone. I'm not saying gambits are bad, but I just don't think they are more reliable in longer time control matches. So think of a gambit as a light meal that you need to have at supper time or before going to bed. I mean, even in real life, it's not every time you need to eat that heavy meal. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, so it is what it is. And I'm not regretting, by the way. I just need to do some more analysis on the queen f3 response. So bishop takes first. Yeah, I need to do some homework and see how best I can continue after white plays queen f3. So at least I managed to get rid of white's light squared bishop, and now I can develop my king's knight on f6, defending my d5 pawn. So when you're playing a gambit, it's all about piece activity and development, ensuring that, oh, did I just hang my c7 pawn like that? Anyway, I think my center pawn matters more than my flank pawn. So bishop h6 anyways. So in the modern defense, we always want to develop our dark squared bishop on h6, like what I have done. Next, I'm planning to castle short and... okay, bishop e5 by white. Bishop e5, wow. So I think let me just castle short. Yeah, castling short will come with tempo, indirectly attacking white's queen on f3, still defending my d5 pawn though, which is my important pawn than my c7 pawn, which was just taken for free. And I'm planning to go knight c6 in the near future. Deep down my heart, I know I have the worst position in this world, but my justification is that white also has two doubled isolated pawns on the center, and he has not yet castled short, and also the fact that I have many open lines for my pieces to target. Otherwise, I would have resigned a long time. I still have hope. Against a human, this is holdable. Okay, so bishop takes f6, knight c6 is what I wanted to play, since the bishop is pinned to the queen, so that's already a dead piece. So instead of playing an obvious move, rook takes f6, I decided to develop a minor piece. But now I have to deal with this weakness. Oh, I'm losing another free pawn. I think this is my toughest modern gambit game so far that I've ever played. And based on my opponent's moves so far, I think he is rated over 2200. Period. Yup. So I just lost another pawn. Queen takes, knight takes. And now I take back with my pawn on f6. This is bad. But anyways, white has these doubled isolated pawns on the center, which I can take advantage of with perfect play. And I also have an idea of developing my queen's rook on d8. There we see castle short. By the way, I have 4 pawns against, how many of these? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pawns. 4 against 7. But if I can manage to get rid of those doubled pawns on the center, I might come back into the game. Yeah, so let me play rook a d8. Yeah, rook a d8 attacks the knight on d5 and indirectly attacking the pawn on d4. I just want to win everything, even the pawn on d3. And you know what? This is like a live stream gone wrong. You know, trying to demonstrate my gambit and then things don't go my way. But I still have an active position, you guys. If you think about it, just try to imagine that white has no pawns on the center. It means I'm only going to be down by 1 pawn. Oh, by the way, if I take on d4 and then white takes and then rook takes, white is going to play knight e6. Well, my opponent's knight c7 move was a gangster move. Could this be a 2300 rated player? I'm not sure. This is clearly my toughest modern gambit game so far. So pawn to d5, pawn to d5. Okay, I have knight b4, knight b4, double attacking the d3 pawn and the d5 pawn. So white will surely lose 1 pawn. And from here, I must begin simplifying the position. I see knight e6 though, but I can just play rook e8 or rook c7, whatever. So it's time to start getting back my pawns. I know I'm not better though. So knight e6, as I anticipated, I have rook e8. Or maybe I should put my rook on c8. Why? Because rooks smile on open files, according to one of the middle game principles. So I think rook c8. And by the way, this is how you run away from your opponent's knights. You're supposed to leave at least one square in between, diagonally speaking, or just follow it like this. I mean, this is how you avoid knight attacks. There we see knight c3 by white. But I think I can just take knight takes d5 is the way to go. Just taking a free pawn. Yeah. So now I'm down by 2 pawns, but with an active position. If knight takes, I'm just going to take back with my rook. So I just pre-moved that. Yep. And now the d3 pawn is under attack. Plus I also have rook c2. Oh, whoa, wait a second. Rook c1 is a blunder. And these are the consequences of playing against gambits that you never prepared for. Study, guys, study, watch my videos, and subscribe to know things like these. Right, and my opponent just resigned out of nowhere. And I know some will say I was just lucky, but I remember my coach telling me that good players are always lucky. Anyway, and another thing, you guys, this reminds me of what my first coach told me, that when you play actively well, it's not you who is going to win the game. It is your opponent who is going to blunder. And this is what we do even against lower rated opponents, you guys. Just keep on pressurizing your opponent. Boy, I can tell you what, it's not you who is going to checkmate your opponent. It's them who are going to blunder or make a mistake. That's just how chess works. So don't force things. Just do your thing, just play chess. Oh, by the way, I was wrong, totally wrong with my prediction. I thought my opponent was rated above 2200, but it turns out I was very wrong. So congrats to them for making those strong moves that I never anticipated. So my opponent is a 2020 rated player. I'm pretty much sure that they will go very far. Right, so now let me play a bullet match just to show you how different players may respond differently to my modern gambit under different time controls. Let's go. Right, now this time I'll do less of commentary so that I can concentrate on the game. Okay, there we have the modern gambit accepted, queen d6, or bishop g4 first, pinning the knight to the queen. Okay, bishop d3, queen d6, defending my pawn. h3, white can't take my bishop, so knight c6, attacking the d4 pawn. Knight c3, I want to go e5, but first let me play s6, stopping knight b5. Still attacking the d4 pawn though, and I'm preparing to go pawn to e5, then e4 next. Yep. So bishop e3, e5. If anything, I'm ready to go e4. So I just pre-moved that. Pawn takes, knight takes. Queen d2, bishop takes, knight takes, f3 check. Okay, there we see my opponent just hanged his queen, but this is bullet. They don't have to resign. I still need to be very careful though. My opponent can come back into the game. Bullet is bullet. Okay, that's it. And they just resigned. Oh! I didn't have time to predict my opponent's rating, but it turns out he is a 2314 rated player. So you can see how different opponents can respond differently under different time controls to this Fianchetto Gambit. Never underestimate the power of the Fianchetto Gambit. Right, you guys, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new, and follow me on Patreon where I post other long form videos and serious chess studies. That's if you want to improve your chess. And you guys, share this video if you can, cause that's the only way we can grow this community together. We are not doing fine as a channel, and this is so discouraging, but anyways, it is what it is. Hope to see you soon in my next video. Until next time, bye bye.